See, already HNO3 chemical properties earlier only we discussed. The next important chemical property is reaction with non-metals. This iodine. See, when HNO3 reacts with iodine, iodine converted into means HNO3 oxidizes iodine into iodic acid. Iodine into iodic acid. And see this iodine, this is iodic acid. And HNO3 undergoes reduction to converted into NO2. It is oxidizing agent. The oxidizing agent itself undergoes reduction to forms NO2, nitrogen dioxide gas. In all reactions, HNO3 reacts with non-metals. It reduced into NO2, nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen dioxide. So iodine is non-metal, and this iodine is oxidized into iodic acid. HNO3 undergoes reduction into NO2. Undergoes reduction into NO2. Whenever HNO3 reacts with carbon, this carbon oxidized into carbon dioxide. Carbon oxidized into carbon dioxide, and HNO3 reduced into NO2, nitrogen dioxide. When sulfur, HNO3 reacts with sulfur, the sulfur is oxidized into sulfuric acid. The sulfur is oxidized into sulfuric acid. Acid is converted into H2SO4. Sulfur is converted into sulfuric acid, and HNO3 is converted into NO2, nitrogen dioxide. Means HNO3 is the oxidizing agent. The oxidizing agent itself undergoes reduction, converted into NO2, nitrogen dioxide. Okay. Next, phosphorus. Phosphorus is also non-metal. When the phosphorus HNO3 oxidizes phosphorus into phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid. Phosphorus into phosphoric acid. See, iodine into iodic acid, and HNO3 is converted into NO2, and carbon into carbon dioxide, and HNO3 is converted into NO2, nitrogen dioxide, and sulfur into sulfuric acid. Sulfur is oxidized into sulfuric acid, and HNO3 is reduced into NO2, nitrogen dioxide. Next, phosphorus is converted into phosphoric acid, and HNO3 is reduced into NO2. So these are the some important reactions of HNO3 with non-metals like iodine, carbon, sulfur, and phosphorus. Okay, students. Now, already in practicals only we did for identification test for nitrogen element present in the given organic compounds or not. That is called nitrogen brown ring test. Brown ring test. Okay. So brown ring test we did. That is the test for identification of nitrogen. Okay. Next, see important compounds of phosphorus. Important compounds of phosphorus. Important compounds of phosphorus. So what are the important compounds we need to discuss? The first one is phosphine. Phosphorus hydride, that is phosphine. So the pH 3 is very, very important, like NH3. Like NH3, pH 3 is also weak base, but the pH 3 is weak basic when compared to NH3. When compared to NH3, already that basic character order we have discussed in general properties. Let's see preparation methods of pH 3. Preparation method. The first one is pH 3 can be prepared from metal phosphides, calcium phosphide, Ca3P2. the calcium phosphide on hydrolysis. The calcium phosphide on hydrolysis, then we are getting 3 moles of calcium hydroxide and 2 moles of pH3 phosphine in the product. When is instead of water, we can treat it with dilute HCl also. Dilute HCl. Then also we are getting 3 moles of CaCl2, calcium chloride plus 2 moles of pH3. Let's see here 6, then 6 moles of HCl, dilute HCl is required. Okay, from calcium phosphide on complete hydrolysis are treated with dilute HCl and forms phosphine. Next one is from white phosphorus. White phosphorus is P4. Actually, phosphorus allotropic forms we need to discuss now. So, phosphorus has existing in main important allotropic forms are white phosphorus, red phosphorus, and green phosphorus. Black phosphorus is there. And green also we present. Total 4 types of allotropic forms are present. Out of that, the main important one is white phosphorus and red phosphorus, in which white phosphorus is more reactive. See, this white phosphorus treated with alkaline medium. Base. Sodium hydroxide followed by hydrolysis. Forms phosphine. Sodium metaphosphate. NaH2PO2 plus pH3 plus pH3. This name is sodium metaphosphate. Sodium hypophosphate. Sodium hypophosphate plus pH3 phosphine will forms. So this is another method for the preparation of phosphine. Now, what are the important properties of phosphine? Properties of phosphine. The phosphine is a poisonous gas. Phosphine is a poisonous gas. Is a colorless poisonous gas. Colorless poisonous gas. Colorless poisonous gas. It has weak basic property. It is a weak basic nature. Weak basic nature. And how can we identify that weak basic nature? This phosphine reacts with hydrogen halides. Forms pH4 plus X minus. It is called as phosphonium salts, where X is equal to chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Okay, these phosphonium salts are treated with base. And forms pure phosphine. So how to purify phosphine gas? So do you want to purify phosphine gas means the impure phosphine gas is treated with hydrogen halides, forms phosphonium salts. Again, that phosphonium salts are treated with base like either sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, produce pure phosphine gas. Means this phosphonium salts pH4 plus, for example, here I am taking phosphonium iodide. Phosphonium iodide is treated with base, either like KOH or NaOH treated. KOH forms potassium iodide, plus H2O plus PH3. Pure phosphine gas is prepared from phosphonium salts. That's why phosphonium salt. This is the method for the purification of phosphine. For example, impure phosphine is present. That impure phosphine treated with hydrogen chloride or hydrogen bromide or hydrogen iodide forms corresponding phosphonium salts. That corresponding phosphonium salts are treated with again base like either NaOH or KOH forms pure phosphine, because pure phosphine treated with hydrogen halides only that whatever the pure quantity of phosphine is present, that is converted into phosphonium salt. That phosphonium salt is treated with base, automatically pure phosphine gas. Pure phosphine gas will be releases. Pure phosphine gas will be releases. So this is the method for the purification of phosphine. Purification of phosphine. So this phosphine is also reacts with metal compounds, forms corresponding phosphides. Phosphine reacts with corresponding metals, means reaction with metals, metal compounds or metal salts forms corresponding phosphides. For example, whenever it reacts with copper sulfate, then phosphine to forms corresponding phosphide Cu3P2, cupric phosphide Cu3P2, cupric phosphide plus H2SO4, sulfuric acid will forms. Whenever instead of this copper sulfate HgCl will take, then 2 moles of phosphine forms mercuric phosphide Hg3P2, mercuric phosphide Hg3P2 mercuric phosphide plus the remaining hydrochloric acid HCl, 6 moles of hydrochloric acid will forms. Whenever it reacts with silver nitrate, AgNO3 forms, reacts with PH3, silver phosphide Ag3P plus 3 moles of HNO3. 3 moles of HNO3 will forms nitric acid. See, whenever they reacts with metal salts, phosphine reacts with metal salts, forms corresponding phosphides and releases acids. Means copper sulfate forms sulfuric acid and mercury chloride forms hydrochloric acid and silver nitrate forms nitric acid. Nitric acids are the byproducts. So these are the important properties of phosphine. Next, if you observe the structure of phosphine is like ammonia only. So we know that ammonia structure. In the same way, phosphine structure of phosphine PH3. We know very well the phosphorus is central atom. So in its valence shell 5 electrons are present. Out of that 5 electrons, 3 electrons are involved in bonding with 3 hydrogen atoms. That's why it has 3 bond pairs. 1 lone pair is present. So 3 bond pairs plus 1 lone pair, then it is total 4 hybrid orbitals, then its hybridization is sp3, and due to the presence of 1 lone pair, its shape is pyramidal shape. Shape is pyramidal shape. Bond angle is less than 109 degrees 28 minutes. Bond angle is less than 109 degrees 28 minutes. Actually, ammonia bond angle how much ma? 107 means if you want to exact figure means when compared to ammonia, pH3 bond angle is very less. The bond angle is less than 107 degrees. Less than 107 degrees. So because NH3 has more bond angle than pH3. Because if you observe that both are in the same group and bonded atoms are same and having same number of lone pairs, one lone pair and one lone pair is present, then the central atom electronegativity decreases, bond angle also decreases. NH3, pH3, ASH3, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth hydrides, the bond angle is decreases in a group top to bottom because central atom electronegativity is decreasing. Okay, students. So this is about phosphine. Now the main important phosphine use is the phosphine nowadays we are using as in Holmes signals. Holmes signals. Holmes signals. So, what is the meaning for Holmes signal? Holmes signal means it is used as indicator for ships in ocean. In ocean, the Holmes signal is nothing but is the mixture of calcium phosphide Ca3P2, calcium phosphide plus calcium carbide. Just this mixture is thrown into the water, then what happens now? This converted into calcium hydroxide plus phosphine plus this calcium carbide converted into acetylene C2H2. So this phosphine is undergoes spontaneous combustion with water. In water, it undergoes spontaneous combustion. Spontaneous combustion converted into phosphorus oxides P2O5, phosphorus pentoxide or P4O10, forms P4O10. Then automatically it catches fire immediately. Whenever the mixture of calcium phosphide and calcium carbide thrown into the water, then they immediately forms phosphine gas. That phosphine gas catches fire in presence of water, catches fire in presence of water. That's why that mixture is known as mixture we are using as in Holmes signals. Holmes signal means it is indicator. It is the mixture used as indicator for ships in oceans or in Navy department. Okay, that is the main importance of this phosphine. And this phosphine is also we are using in smoke screens. We are using in smoke screens because this phosphine reacts with water, then it converted into phosphorus oxides, and produces smoke. That is that's why this phosphine also we are using in smoke screens. So this is about importance of phosphine. Next important compounds of phosphorus is phosphorus halides. The second one is phosphorus halides. Phosphorus halides. We know very well phosphorus can form tri and pentahalides. Tri and pentahalides. Among that, chlorides are very important. The main important, the first one is phosphorus trichloride, PCl3. And the second one is phosphorus pentachloride, PCl5. The B is phosphorus pentachloride, PCl5. Now let's see the preparation methods of PCl3 and PCl5. The first one is white phosphorus. White phosphorus treated with chlorine. Limited amount of chlorine forms 4 moles of PCl3. Reducer 12 means here how many moles are required? 6 moles are required. So limited amount of chlorine, dry chlorine if you are used. If moisturized means what happens? Again that white phosphorus forms phosphine gas. Okay, so it is converted into PCl3, phosphorus trichloride. The second one is white phosphorus P4 reacts with 8 moles of SO2Cl2, thionyl chloride. Thionyl chloride forms PCl3 plus SO2 plus S2Cl2. Four moles of S2 and 2 moles of S2Cl2. Okay, so PCl3 is thionyl chloride. SOCl2 is known as thionyl chloride. So these are the important preparation methods of phosphorus trichloride and the structure of phosphorus trichloride. Structure of phosphorus trichloride is like PH3 only, because the phosphorus having one lone pair and 3 phosphorus chlorine bond lengths are present. Its hybridization is sp3 and shape is pyramidal shape and bond angle is less than 109 degrees 28 minutes because of the presence of one lone pair. Let's see chemical properties. Chemical properties. This phosphorus trichloride is again treated with chlorine, converted into PCl5, phosphorus pentachloride, and this PCl3 acts as a chlorinating agent. PCl3 acts as a chlorinating agent, and it reacts with carboxylic acids. Reacts with carboxylic acids, forms acid chlorides, and it reacts with alcohols. Reacts with alcohols, forms alkyl chlorides, RCl, and the byproduct is here 3 moles we need to use, then 3 moles of acid chloride and 3 moles of alcohols. If you are used, means 3 moles of alkyl chloride will come, and the byproduct is H3PO3, phosphorus acid will come. And one more reaction, this PCl3 undergoes hydrolysis, forms H3PO3, phosphorus acid, H3PO3 and HCl. 3 moles you have to take and 3 moles of HCl forms. So these are the important properties of phosphorus trichloride. The same way, phosphorus pentachloride. Let's see the phosphorus pentachloride. The first one is PCl5. The main important phosphorus pentahalide is phosphorus pentachloride. Okay, PCl5 preparation methods. Let's see. The first one is white phosphorus P4 reacts with chlorine, excess of chlorine. Excess of chlorine then forms PCl5. 4 moles for 5 is 20 means 10 Cl2. Earlier 6 Cl2 if you are using means PCl3, phosphorus trichloride we are getting. But 10 we are using, then phosphorus pentachloride is forming. The second preparation method is P4 reacts with sulfuryl chloride, SO2Cl2. Sulfuryl chloride. Sulfuryl chloride converted into PCl5. 4 moles. Then here we need to take 10 moles of SO2Cl2. Then remaining 10 moles of sulfur dioxide gas will form SO2. The next important preparation methods of PCl5 is PCl3 reacts with SO2Cl2, gives PCl5 plus SO2 gas. So directly white phosphorus is treated with sulfuryl chloride, then we are getting phosphorus pentachloride. Or phosphorus trichloride react with sulfuryl chloride, we are getting phosphorus pentachloride plus sulfur dioxide gas. These are the important preparation methods of phosphorus pentachloride. Now let's see the structure. PCl5 structure. In gas phase, it exists in PCl5. It exists in PCl5. So the PCl5 hybridization is sp3d hybridization. So PCl5 phosphorus pentachloride is existing in gas phase only. Its hybridization is sp3d and trigonal bipyramidal geometry. Trigonal bipyramidal geometry. Once you observe that phosphorus is central atom, already the structures and all we are discussed in chemical bonding chapter. So 3 chlorine atoms are in the plane and 1 chlorine, remaining 2 chlorine atoms are in the above the plane and below the plane. These are called axial bond lengths. Axial, these are the equatorial. So in PCl5, in gas phase, all bond lengths are not equal. All bond lengths are not equal. Okay, so axial bond lengths are larger than equatorial phosphorus chlorine bond lengths. So how many axial bond lengths are present? 2 axial phosphorus chlorines are present and 3 equatorial phosphorus chlorines are present. So this is about the structural importance of phosphorus pentachloride. So in gas phase, phosphorus pentachloride existing in PCl5 form, means PCl5 is existing in gas phase. Its hybridization is sp3d and geometry is trigonal bipyramidal geometry. So in PCl5, in gas phase, in PCl5, all phosphorus chlorine bond lengths are not equal. So axial 2 phosphorus chlorine axial bond lengths are larger than 3 phosphorus chlorine equatorial bond lengths. Next one is in solid phase. In solid phase, PCl5 exists as PCl4 plus and PCl6 minus. See, why phosphorus maximum covalency is 6, means it can combine with 6 chlorine atoms also, because it has vacant d orbitals are present, and PCl5 acts as a Lewis acid. That's why PCl6 minus also existing. In PCl6 minus, its geometry is hybridization is sp3d2 and geometry is octahedral geometry. And in PCl4 plus, its hybridization is sp3 and geometry is tetrahedral geometry. So in solid phase, in our solid state, PCl5 exists in ionic form. What are the ions? PCl4 plus and PCl6 minus. PCl4 plus hybridization is sp3 tetrahedral geometry, and PCl6 minus hybridization is sp3d2 octahedral geometry. So this is a structure about PCl5. Let's see next chemical properties of PCl5. So what are the chemical properties of PCl3 is present here? PCl5 chemical properties also similar. PCl5 is unstable, is non-heating, converted into PCl3 plus Cl2. This is the first one. And the second one, PCl5 on hydrolysis forms H3PO4, phosphoric acid, H3PO4. Finally, H3PO4. Stepwise, actually this H3PO4 phosphoric acid, how it will be forms? Generally, PCl5 reacts with 1 mole of water, forms POCl3 plus 2HCl. Then again this POCl3 phosphonate chloride reacts with 3 moles of H2O, forms H3PO4 plus 3HCl. So total here 5 HCl will form, then 4 moles of water required. Okay, so this is about the hydrolysis of PCl5. In the same way, whenever reacts with carboxylic acids, this PCl5 forms acyl chlorides. The byproduct is POCl3 plus HCl. In the same way, whenever it combined with alcohols, forms alkyl chloride plus POCl3 plus HCl. See, 1 mole of acid and 1 mole of alcohol combined with 1 mole of PCl5, or 1 mole of PCl5 only it will combine. But there, instead of PCl5, PCl3 is present, means 1 mole of PCl3 combined with 3 moles of acid or 3 moles of alcohol. That is the difference between the in this chemical property of between PCl5 and PCl3. Okay, next the important compounds of phosphorus, that is phosphorus oxides and phosphorus oxyacids. Already today in the today's class I shared that phosphorus oxyacids structures and oxidation numbers and basicity of that acids. Just the structures are very important. Directly they will ask, draw the structure of phosphoric acid, draw the structure of phosphorus acid, draw the structure of hypophosphoric acid, draw the structure of pyrophosphoric acid. Like structures they will ask. So that we have to remember. Phosphorus oxides. So it forms 2 types of oxides. One is a trioxide, second one is pentoxide. the trioxides and pentoxides, they are existing in diabatic form. P4O6, it is trioxide, and the second one is P4O10 is pentoxide. If you observe this structure, like this is the structure of P4O6, in which 4 phosphorus having 4 lone pairs are present, and phosphorus oxygen bonds, POB bonds. POB bonds, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 are present, and PO covalent bonds are 12 are present. That is about P4O6 structure. And P4O10 structure they want. And double bond O, double bond O, double bond O, double bond O will form. Now this contains how many pi bonds are present? 4. P pi, D pi bonds are present. 4 pi bonds are present, and the remaining POP bonds. How many